Hello, I'm Dave Gentry. Welcome to Small Stocks and Big Money at the RedChip Money Report. You know, for 20 years, we've been in the business of looking for emerging growth stocks before they show up on Wall Street's radar screen. America is the greatest country in the world. And the economy of this country is built around not just the Fortune 500 companies or the 30 companies that make up the Dow Jones Industrials. It's made up of the smaller companies. We are a land of entrepreneurs, innovators, and our pioneering spirit, our educational systems, our vast intellectual freedoms, these are the foundation that help create companies like Merck, Apple, LinkedIn, Hewlett-Packard, Microsoft, Exxon. But these companies did not start big. They were once small companies. They grew into very large companies through the hard work and smarts of Americans filled with the can-do, never give up, never give in spirit. You know, RedChip is an Inc. 5000 company. We were ranked one of the fastest growing private companies in America in 2011. Our chief aim in life is to find small, fast-growing public companies that can deliver big returns for early investors. Companies run by smart, disciplined visionaries who carry the pioneering spirit with them every day to help drive shareholder value. A little over a month ago, I recommended a RedChip client company called MusclePharm, symbol MSLP. This stock was trading between $5 and $6 at the time. 1 month later, on March 25th, the stock closed at $10. If you had bought when I first aired the interview with Brad Pyatt, the CEO, you would have watched the stock go to $5 a few days later, then take off like a rocket. By the end of March, MusclePharm reached a high of nearly $12 per share. Now, while fast-acting investors saw more than 100% gain in just over a month with MusclePharm, it doesn't always happen like that with small-cap stocks. Sometimes you might buy for all the right reasons, only to see the stock make a deep pullback before moving to higher prices. Other times, the stock may trade in a wide range for an extended period of time before breaking out. The bottom line, small-cap stocks are the most volatile asset class, and that's where both the risk and the big rewards come from. And that's why it's important to buy smaller-cap stocks in baskets. Diversify. There are no crystal balls in the smaller cap space. You should always buy stocks in baskets. While one may go down, another could be soaring. Now, today we'll look at three companies: Document Security Systems on the New York Stock Exchange, a stock with tremendous upside potential in the shorter term. Later, you will learn why this stock is in play right now. Galectin Therapeutics, a company developing a drug that treats chronic liver disease. And NeoStem, a leading developer of stem cell therapies, whose CEO is widely noted as an authority in a field that will revolutionize healthcare. Our first company today is Document Security Systems. This stock is in play, as I said, right now. The company's in the business of winning patent suits with a large and growing intellectual property portfolio that they continue to monetize. Combined with its counterfeit detection technology, the company currently generates about $15 million in revenue. Close to completing a merger that will make this a new company, this stock is in transformation. This company's in transformation, and that is a great time to buy a stock like this as the company's fundamentals are improving. The key to this play now is a win, a patent settlement, showing that their intellectual property has been violated, and winning a large multi-million-dollar settlement will drive this stock upward, just as it's done for Viringo, Parker Vision, and many other stocks in this space. Now let's go to an interview with Jeff Ronaldi, who will become the CEO of DSS following the merger. Jeff, thanks for being back with us today at the RedChip Money Report.
Glad to be here.
You are the future CEO of Document Security Systems, currently the CEO of the company they're merging with, Lexington. Now, tell us, what does Lexington Document Security Systems do?
Lexington Technology is a patent monetization firm. Document Security Systems is a product company that provides authentication, anti-counterfeit, anti-fraud products to their Fortune 500 customers.
Now, you have a lawsuit against Facebook, LinkedIn, Novell, Jive Software. Tell us about that case, because that's one of your patent monetization plays here that you're bringing into Lexington.
Sure. Lexington has made a number of investments into various patent opportunities. The first one is a patent portfolio called the Bascom portfolio. We filed a lawsuit against those defendants you named, LinkedIn, Facebook, and others. That's pending in Northern District of California. We recently got a scheduling order, so we know that the Markman hearing is in the fall of this year, which is about 6 months earlier than we anticipated. We've been talking to defendants who have reached out to us to talk about settlement. So we expect that we should get some settlements in the near term.
So you're the bulldog that Lexington hired to run document security systems, leveraging your expertise to bring companies like Facebook to the table and say, pay us now or you're going to pay us later. You won a $60 million lawsuit against Microsoft. You've won several others. Talk to us about this Microsoft case, how you brought them to the table.
Sure. I was a general manager of a Fortune 500 called Image Expo, was a business unit. I was asked to manage the litigation against Microsoft, which including testifying at trial. We went through a 2-week trial in the Eastern District of Virginia and won a $62.3 million verdict. We settled for $60 million 2 months later, and that began my career in the patent monetization business.
You also won a case for $50 million against Genzyme and another case for $20 million against Citrix. So you've got a great track record. So one side of the business here is winning these patent cases, bringing these companies to the table, and getting millions of dollars from them, which will drive revenue into the company, obviously, and profits, and the stock should reflect that as accomplishments. The other side of your business is the anti-counterfeit technology. You see it on the screen here. Using this you can use a mobile phone using your cloud-based system to detect fraud. Tell us more about that.
Well, that's a very exciting opportunity for us. It's, as you said, it's from the legacy DSS business. It's a product that allows brand owners to take better control of their products, to keep fraud and cloned products from coming into the market. So the end user can actually verify that that product is authentic, that it actually came from that manufacturer.
So in the legacy business, the company's doing about $15 million in revenue. Your job is to increase revenue and drive profitability. How will you do that?
We're committed to making DSS profitable. We'll go through and evaluate our various business units, and if a unit's not profitable, we'll fix it, and we'll do that through cost savings and increased revenue.
Tell us, why should investors consider buying the stock today rather than 6 months or 12 months from now?
We expect to drive profits in the near term through settlements in these lawsuits.
So potentially near-term settlements, and I'll note, if you look at Parker Vision, you look at Viringo, those stocks are up. Parker Vision's up over 300%, Viringo's up over 100% on patent litigation settlements. So you would expect the stock to reflect any of these achievements. Again, great background. You bring a great experience to this company, and we look forward to seeing how it all turns out. Thanks for being with us today, Jeff.
Thank you.
My value proposition? Well, first, let me say I give the stock a strong buy. And yes, it is a RedChip client company. Again, understand the importance of the Markman hearing. You see a press release. A Markman hearing is a hearing that the judge sets to discuss the merits of the case and the future movement in their case. And this is a case against Facebook and LinkedIn for violating their social media properties. Facebook and LinkedIn and about 3 other companies. Now, the key here, they feel strongly about this case. If the judge sees things their way, it could mean a multi-million-dollar settlement, which will change the dynamics of the stock dramatically. In the meantime, the merger brings $7 million in cash, a fundamentally stronger company, and the stock should respond. And I believe it could go right back to its 52-week high of $4.60, which would give investors 100% plus potential return. Again, look at Viringo, up 100% over the last 12 to 14 months. Look at Parker Vision, up 300% over the last 12 to 14 months. And why? They won a settlement, and they were awarded millions. and the stocks appreciated significantly. Get into DSS now. Now call us right now to receive a free research profile on document security systems. Call us at 1-800-REDCHIP extension 134. Don't wait. Join the RedChip Nation today and go to our website at redchip.com. Sign up for our free weekly newsletter, the RedChip Money Report, and learn how to make money in small caps. You'll receive information every week on the best names in smaller cap stocks. Small stocks, big money. Call us today. Visit our website. Next up, Galectin Therapeutics, symbol GALT on the NASDAQ, a leading developer of therapies to treat fibrosis and cancer. I want you to notice recent news on this company. The Federal Drug Administration has approved this company to move to a phase 1 clinical trial for the treatment of fatty liver disease. This is significant. Now let's note what their CEO, Dr. Peter Traber, had to say about this key development. And I quote, you see it on the screen, "There are currently no approved medical treatments available for patients with NASH." That's fatty liver disease. This decision by the FDA is an important milestone in our clinical development program to bring forward a treatment option for these patients, said Dr. Peter Traber, President, Chief Executive Officer, and Chief Medical Officer of Galectin Therapeutics. Quote, "We have recruited a world-class group of clinical investigators and engaged CTI of Cincinnati, Ohio, a full-service clinical research organization with extensive experience in liver-related clinical trials to run the operations of the phase 1 trial." Now, let's go to our interview with Jim Czirr, Galectin's Executive Chairman. I'm here with Jim Czirr, who is the Executive Chairman of Galectin Therapeutics. Thanks for being with us, Jim.
Thanks for having us.
Now, your technology is targeting unmet medical needs. Tell us about it.
Yes, we've got treatments that we're developing for cancer and for cirrhosis of the liver, fatty liver disease. These are fatty liver disease and cirrhosis. There is no treatment today.
And there's about 9 million, maybe 15 million estimated people in the U.S. alone with fatty liver disease.
Yeah, it's a silent epidemic. They're talking about, NIH estimates that between 9 and 15 million Americans living here in this country have the disease. They estimate that 3 million of them are going to develop scar tissue in their liver and will become cirrhosis patients. There's no cure for that at the moment, and this is a very important discovery for those people.
And Galectin proteins were only discovered about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And you're one of the leading companies in the world that are using these.
Yeah, we were the first ones in on this idea. We are the experts in the area. We've just published a book that came out of the result of a symposium that had 50 researchers from all around the world attend. And that book's for sale, by the way, if you want to buy a copy from them.
I'll take several. You also have a CEO that's very well known in the biotech world. Tell us about it.
Oh, Dr. Peter Traber is an expert in liver disease. In his past, besides being a world-renowned researcher himself and well-published, he was the Chief Medical Officer in charge of global drug development for GlaxoSmithKline. So Peter's, he's a
heavyweight.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, tell us about these animal trials.
Well, we have a picture here to look at. On the left-hand side of the screen, you're looking at a liver that came out of a rat that was artificially induced to have scar tissue in their liver. And there was a group of them. And they took half of the animals and treated them with our compound, our treatment. And you can see on the right-hand side that the scarring that you see on the left is virtually gone. Now, Dave, this is really important because this is the first time in the history of research that anybody has ever been able to reverse scar tissue in an animal. The scar tissue is virtually comparable in human beings. It's collagen. The galectin-3 proteins that make the liver cells turn on and create scar tissue are the same galectin-3 proteins in both humans and in animals. We're feeling very confident about this mechanism that we're going to get a good result in humans.
Recently raised $12 million, Aegis Capital out of New York. What does this mean for the company?
Well, we have money in the bank that we need to complete this phase 1 trial on fatty liver disease. And and we're going to be measuring blood serum markers that are the same serum markers that they use to diagnose the disease, as well as safety.
Potential for relationships, licensing with big pharma?
There's always an opportunity for that. We've had contact with a number of companies, and with the farther we go down the clinical trial path, the more we expect to hear from larger pharma. And the reason, Dave, is because this is This is perhaps the, if not the largest, one of the largest opportunities in the pharmaceutical space left. To find 3 million patients to as many as 15 million patients with fatty liver disease, but 3 million with, heavy scarring in their liver, that represents just a gigantic market. I mean, if you look at cancer as an entire category, you add up breast cancer, colon cancer, pancreatic cancer, all of them, you get roughly 3 million people.
It's an enormous market for you. Aegis has a $7 price target on this stock, currently trading at $2.60. The stock does like to move upward on big news. Can we expect some big news over the next 12 months?
Well, we're going to be, with any luck, we'll be starting our clinical trial on patients in the very near future, and we should be able to finish that this year, and if not this year, early next year. That's a possibility for very big news. We also have a phase 1/2 clinical trial in cancer that's being done in Belgium right now by the Ludwig Institute, and that would be also big news in the world of cancer.
I think we're poised for significant upside in this stock. It could dance a little bit in the midterm, short term, but great management team, great technology. I think our investors should take a close look at your stock now. Thanks for being with us, Jim.
Thank you.
My value proposition, 3 reasons why I like Galectin. Large market opportunity. Preliminary trials, very promising. Very strong scientific team. And I'll give you a 4th reason. FDA approved their trial 1 for their fatty liver disease trial. It's a clinical phase 1 trial. The stock recently pulled back from a 52-week high of $4.55 to under $4. Aegis Capital, a premier small-cap investment bank and research firm, now has a buy rating on this stock with a $7 price target, representing an upside of nearly 100%. However, I think the assumptions by this particular analyst are very conservative. The position in the stock now in the recent pullback, I see both a short-term movement upward, but you want to stay in the stock for the longer term till we get more clinical data on that phase 1 trial. Call us today. Learn more about GALT on the NASDAQ. Don't wait. Call us now. Fortunes have been lost for a lack of action. Go to our site. Learn more about this company. Go to our website right now, redchip.com, and receive a free research profile. And sign up for the RedChip Money Report, our weekly newsletter. Give us a call right now, 1-800-REDCHIP, extension 134. We'll send you a free research report. Now, for our final company today, NeoStem, NBS on the New York Stock Exchange, a cell therapy company capitalizing on the paradigm shift that is occurring in medicine. In the future, cell therapy will play a significant role in the fight against chronic disease and in lessening the economic burden that these diseases pose to modern society. Let's watch a follow-up interview with one of the hardest working CEOs in business, Robin Smith. Here with Robin Smith, the CEO of NeoStem. Thanks for being with us today here in our studio in Orlando.
Thanks for inviting me.
Your company is a New York Stock Exchange company. You've been around several years. You've been the CEO for 6 years. What does your company do?
So we create novel cell therapy products to treat chronic diseases, as well as we have a service business, a contract manufacturing business that helps other companies develop their cell therapy products.
So you're a stem cell technology company. Tell our viewers what is a stem cell? How do these stem cell therapies work?
So for 30 years, we've used stem cells to treat people. It's called a bone marrow transplant, and standard of care for many blood disorders and diseases and cancer incorporates cell therapy. However, we realize these cells of our body are our way to naturally repair itself, and we realize that we can take these cells from the different parts of our body and create therapies or vaccines to help treat different patients with chronic diseases.
Now, there's 4,500 clinical trials now that are using stem cell therapy.
And 19,000 on cell therapy.
Your technology, you're in phase 2 of a clinical trial that treats heart damage. Tell us about this trial.
So we acquired a company in October of 2011 called Amercyte, which is developing a product using your own stem cells to treat a person 6 to 10 days after they've had a heart attack to prevent the worsening of the heart muscle function.
And how long will it take to treat these patients? When will you get data?
So we're currently enrolling our phase 2 trial. We believe we'll complete enrollment this year, and 6 months after the last patient is enrolled, we should have the first data readout, which we're very excited about.
Now, you also have grants from the National Institutes of Health, from the Department of Defense. Tell us about those grants, what you're doing.
So in addition to our cardiovascular therapy, we're developing therapies in autoimmune disorders and regenerative medicine. Our V cells, these very small embryonic-like stem cells, we believe have regenerative properties. And using the Department of Defense funding and through different grants, we're looking to develop therapies for things like wounds, closing wounds more quickly, bones when they get through osteoporosis or through damage, for vision through retinal disease or macular degeneration. It's a way to restore damaged tissue.
And why would the Department of Defense, National Institutes of Health choose your company for these grants?
Well, they're very focused on helping companies with exciting technologies to develop them and get them into the clinic. Ideally, we want cell therapies that are safe, cost-effective, and can repair damaged tissue to treat underlying disease to get into the clinic as quickly as possible.
So we're seeing a paradigm shift now with the stem cell technology. It'll benefit patients, hospitals, medical industry, lower costs for treatment. Tell us more about how that will play out in the coming years.
Absolutely. Well, for chronic disease, you're very often focused on symptoms. And the cell therapy is to actually focus more on what's causing the disease. So it's not just about prolonging life, but quality of life. If you can restore and repair the tissue that's damaged, you're not going to be on as many chemicals and drugs for the symptoms because you'll be healthier and restored after an injury.
Now, you're also coming out with a book.
Absolutely. So we want people to understand what this is all about, that this controversy of embryonic and adult, that people are getting lost in really the hope and the advances that we've seen in adult stem cells therapies. And so it's a book that actually has 3 authors, one of which is myself, and the Pope wrote the foreword to help people understand they don't have to choose between science and faith.
Again, here with CEO Robin Smith of NeoStem. Now, we also there is research coverage on your company, stock research. Some analysts say the stock should be a $2.50, $3 stock, trading at 60 cents. I personally think the stock's undervalued, trading near its 52-week low, which is a great time to buy a stock. Particularly a biotech stock, you want to be in the stock before concrete news hits the street. And before you have huge institutional ownership, about 20% institutional ownership in the stock now. At 60 cents, I think it's a great buy. What do you think?
Well, we're just focused on the industry, which is growing and hitting our milestones, and I'll let experts like yourself make judgments on the stock.
Well, thanks for being with us today, Robin.
Thanks for having me.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If NeoStem continues to grow its stem cell manufacturing business, securing contracts with companies like Dendreon, continues to receive grants from the National Institutes of Health and the Department of Defense, and their clinical trials continue to show promising results. And I'm going to add, given the fact that the CEO will soon publish a book on stem cell therapy and will be talked about and endorsed by the Vatican, further highlighting the achievements of this company. It's reasonable, very reasonable, to believe the stock will move northward, and it has been moving up in recent weeks. Biotechs are all about news. They move on news, up on good news, down on bad news. I'm looking for continued good news on NeoStem, and they are a RedChip client company. Now, the companies we looked at today all offer significant upside. Document security systems, a classic turnaround story. You can buy and you can make a fortune buying companies that are in transformation, getting better. Stock down from $4 to $2. Merger with cash coming. New management team, new products, and a potential near-term settlement in a lawsuit against Facebook, LinkedIn, Novell, and 2 other companies. If they can get a settlement on that case or any of their other IP cases, this could drive the stock upward significantly. Nothing not to like here. Yes, it's a RedChip. It is a RedChip client company. We receive a monthly cash fee to represent this company. May I be biased? I could be. But you know, I'm not the only one. Look at the institutions in this stock. Galectin Therapeutics. This stock likes to dance. It moves fast on big news, but consider the management team, consider the scientific team. There's a lot to like here, particularly as they've received approval for their phase 1 clinical trial for the treatment of fatty liver disease. Remember, Aegis Capital has a $7 target on this company. Stock's trading below $4. NeoStem, it's a company with a world-class management team, strong intellectual property, an emerging leader in cell therapy. I like everything about this stock. Now, the stock is inexpensive and undervalued, not only according to RedChip's research, but according to 4 other analysts that cover this company. Stock's trading under $1. Our target is $2.15. Other analysts have targets of $3 and some at $6. This is a buy. It is a RedChip client company. We do receive a monthly cash fee. But look at the institutions in this stock. That should tell you something. And remember, balance your portfolio. Don't put all your money in smaller caps. They are the most volatile asset class, and while gains can be substantial both in the short term and long term, you should also be prepared for the downside. Remember, I'm not always right, and neither is RedChip, and neither are the best analysts on Wall Street. Best to buy smaller cap stocks in baskets. While one may not perform as expected, any one of the others could perform extremely well, making up for any losses and giving you very handsome returns. Now, again, call us at 1-800-RedChip. Order a free research profile. Visit us at redchip.com. Sign up for our newsletter. And sign up for the RedChip Stock Challenge for your chance to win a $50 Visa gift card. Just pick the winning stock every month and go out to dinner on RedChip. And follow us, Twitter at RedChip Nation, or email us today at money@redchip.com. If you have a company that wishes to go public, raise capital, call us and learn about our inexpensive consulting process. If you have a company you think should be featured on this show or that needs additional exposure to institutional or retail investors, give us a call or email us. Again, I'm Dave Gentry. Thanks for tuning in today. The small stocks and big money at the RedChip Money Report. I'll see you next week. Same time, same place.